Hey everyone, welcome to Illegal Alien Racing. If you are a returning and normal viewer, welcome back. So glad to have you on board as usual. If you are a brand new viewer, welcome to Illegal Alien Racing. This video is for you. If you're out wanting to get into this sport, you're doing your research, I'm going to try to explain a race at the club level from start to finish. So this is a club final, so this is like a local track with local guys. And I'm started on pole because I won the pre-final race. So right here we're going to do one lap and get back to this zone here and go green. So a lot of people, when they come out of the pits, they like to just fly down the track really fast and slow down at the end, let everybody bunch up. We go down and take the green. I like to take my time. Right here I'm trying to do two things. I'm trying to warm my tires up and warm my brakes up. These only have rear brakes, so right there I'm kind of sliding the cart around a little bit. Right here I drag the brake maybe about 25%, and then right here I'm going to accelerate a lot faster and then get on the brakes a lot harder here at the end to try to get more heat into the brakes, because we do want the brakes to work when it's time to apply them. So I'll slow down here, let everybody kind of bunch up. Not a big group today. That's Doug on my right hand side. He beat me last month, so I definitely want to beat him in this race. Let everybody bunch up. We're gonna make a left-hand turn here and come down long straight. We're gonna start warming our tires up here, side to side. There's gonna be a cone here on the right-hand side, an orange cone called a commitment cone. At that point, we need to grid up, and you cannot warm your tires up past that point. Right there, there's a cone on the right, you just saw it. Customary for us, fist bump for Doug. I'm bringing them down at a nice pace. I get to control the pace here. I can go faster if I want, and go slower. Got a photographer there on the left, pretty cool. There's gonna be a box of 4 cones. We're gonna go green within that box. So I'm looking at the flag person, the flag man on the left, just watching him, waiting for him to throw the green. He throws the green, Doug gets he kind of jumps to start a little bit. Not really, I should have gone earlier. He gets a great start, gets into the lead. Cart's gonna be a little bit slippery as far as sliding around. First few laps, again, it's about, I think about 85 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's not really cold, or it's not hot, but it's not really cool either. But the cart's gonna slide around because the tires are still kind of cold. So right here we're going to try to, I'm watching Doug's entry into this corner, so I need to work on this corner, more about that later. I'm watching Doug there, I'm trying to keep him close. That way I can, when I'm ready, make a pass, and I'll make a pass on him. I'm not really trying to look at making a pass right now, but if the opportunity presents itself, I'm definitely going to go for it. Ideally here, I'm going to work with them, and we're going to try to pull away from the rest of the group and then have our own little race at the end of the race. So the plan's changed right here, though. I'm going to get a really better exit than him here, and I'm going to make a decision right there that I'm going to race into this spot right here. And if I'm next to him, he has to concede the corner to me. As far as when I say concede, it doesn't have to get out of the way, it just has to give me room to make the pass, and he does. So I get right back into the lead. At this point, now the strategy has changed. My thought now is drive as fast as you can possibly drive for several laps. Check behind you, kind of see how it's going, and then we'll go from there. The tires should get more grip in them as the session progresses and the tires get hotter. I'm kind of looking behind me. Got a little bit of a lead. You see Doug there kind of messing with something on the right hand side. What he's doing is he's trying to, we have a carburetor. We have two little knobs there that we can tune the cart with. And the cart's not apparently running to his liking, so he's trying to tune one of the needles for the carburetor, trying to regulate how much fuel the carburetor is getting. Not sure if he's adding more or less. So this corner right here is an extremely difficult corner for me. Taking a different approach to it based on some feedback that my competitor Doug gave me from the pre-final. He was behind me the whole pre-final, and he said, "Hey, I'm really catching you in that corner. You're doing these things wrong, I think." So I noticed that, I know that's not my strong corner, and I couldn't shake Doug in that corner. He's always real close to me, so I said, I'm going to approach it different and kind of have a different entry and an exit. And so I made an adjustment, and it seems to have worked. So I'm pretty happy about that. A couple of other things that have happened from the last month's race is I had my engine rebuilt. These 2-stroke engines, you have to have them rebuilt every so many hours. And it was time to have my top and bottom, or the full rebuild, completed. So Dallas Karting Complex is where we're racing. They also rebuild engines. Sean here can do your rebuild. So I dropped my engine off, he rebuilt it. Man, this thing is I just noticed as soon as it was broken in, I drove it full blast for the first time. It felt a lot more punchy. The whine of it was a lot higher. It just sounds really good, really happy with it. So if you're looking for an engine rebuild, definitely Dallas Karting Complex can take care of it. They did mine. Another thing that I did in this race compared to the last one was I went down in air pressure about half a pound. This race is 4 laps more than the last race. So you want your tires to be at their maximum performance towards the end of the race. I'm not a kart mechanic or an engineer, so I don't really have all this dialed down. I'm just a club racer trying to figure this thing out, and we'll drive it the best we can with what we have. One other thing that I did was I changed my sprocket from, I think, qualifying. I added 2 teeth to it. So it's going to accelerate out of the corners a lot faster than it did before. Now I won't have as much top speed if I'm able to reach my top speed potential, which I think going up 2 teeth in the sprocket was the right call. Sean, who rebuilt the engine, he's a very experienced racer and a mechanic, and he knows tons about karting. I told him what my RPMs were, my peak RPMs, and he says, you should be getting, I think it was like another 1,000 RPMs out of it or whatever it was. Go up 2 teeth, try that. So I did it, and guess what? He was right, it worked. So we made that adjustment. Kart feels pretty good. I'm sliding around a little bit. These tires this is the 6th session on these tires. So these were brand new tires the last club race. So they had a qualifying session, a pre-final, and a final race. And today I used them for qualifying, a pre-final, and then this final race. So they're kind of getting a little worn a little bit. The track's a little bit, just not super grippy, but it's not bad. So right here, I am still in put your head down and just drive as fast as you can mode. Don't make any mistakes. And if you're looking at getting into karting, I tell you, for me, there's a lot of aspects to karting that I really enjoy. But the one thing that I think that you or anyone that's still considering getting into the sport is going to understand from day one is you can get lost in this sport in a good way. So, I'm human just like you are. I'm a regular guy just like you are. I've got a 9 to 5. And we all, handle our business at home or whatever in our day-to-day lives, but we all have problems. There's no one that's immune from not having any problems. Someone's always dealing with something or coming out of something that they're dealing with on a personal level. The cool thing about this sport, you put on your suit, your shoes, your gloves, you strap on your helmet, you jump into your cart, and you go racing against other guys that are into this sport too, and that you share a common interest with them. And they're probably going through something too. You get lost in it, and you come out here for 12 to 15 minutes, whatever it is, and you're just intensely focused. You can't tell because I'm just driving in a GoPro, but inside the helmet, I am very in tune with what's going on, and almost like just my own little world for just a little bit. And I don't think about anything else. I'm thinking about this. You don't have time to think about anything else. You're so busy trying to drive as fast as you can drive. And that's the one thing I think that you'll understand if you're not familiar with the rest of karting, that you're going to understand from the jump is, hey, this is going to be a really good distraction for you outside of your normal life. I think everyone needs a hobby outside of their normal life, whether it's karting, if you're into cycling, if you're into jiu-jitsu, whatever you're into, that's good. You should do those things. I choose to do karting among some of the things that I do to help me that I've chosen as hobbies, and it's a really good hobby for me. met a lot of great people. You get to do something that's really fun, that requires a lot of precision, because just even like braking and when you get on the gas, all that matters. When you measure things in tenths, that tells you right there how precise karting can be. And I really enjoy that about karting. Plus, it's a little bit dangerous, and that's kind of cool. Right there on the left, you saw a competitor that went off track. That's going to come back here in a second. If you're looking at the little computer on the steering wheel, when you see a green dot, there's a couple of green dots that'll appear. That means that I am running a faster lap time than my best time. I'm 2/10 right now ahead of schedule, or ahead of what my fastest lap time is. And that the things have GPS on them. They're pretty cool. They work really well. So you can kind of gauge how things are going. See, I lost a 10th right there. Now I lost another 10th right there. All right, I'm still in go as fast as I can mode. Now right here, that guy that was off track is going to come back on track. Don't really expect him right there. I was like, I'm not going to go inside because he's not going to see me. I don't want to surprise him. He turns down on me, getting a wreck. Just hang out, make the move right there. Same place I got Doug earlier. Get around him pretty easy. So at this point, I'm very comfortable with my lead. The strategy has changed. I'm going to slow down a little bit to try to eliminate the chance to make a mistake. Because when you're going as fast as you can go, the chances of making a mistake or screwing something up go up exponentially. If you slow down a little bit, you give yourself a little bit of a leash, a little bit of a buffer. So I'm still trying to drive consistent laps. If Doug or whoever catches me, then I'll push again. But the lead looks pretty good. I don't think that's going to happen. I know the race is starting to wind down. Just be consistent, drive pretty fast. I'm going to win this race. I do need to get faster though, because there's other drivers in this class. This is a 100cc Masters class. What Masters is, in order to be in Masters, you have to be a certain age or higher, so 30 years old or older, and you have to weigh a minimum of 390 pounds. You and your gear plus your kart combined have to weigh 390 or more pounds. You have to be 30 years old or older, and you can race in Masters. Typically the older, of course, the older people, a little bit slower than the juniors. We race in this class. So I need to get faster if some of the regular Masters competitors show up to the race, because they are faster than me. And I want to be competitive with them, so I need to do a better job and get better at this track. It's motivating. But it's just good too. You don't want to be the fastest guy all the time, because that's not fun. And I'm not the fastest guy. I'm doing well right here, but again, some of the people didn't show up that normally show up. So it pushes you to improve and be better. So my lap times, as far as the differences go between these laps and my fastest laps, probably about half a second slower to 0.3 of a second slower, somewhere in that general range from looking at my lap times. So I slowed down a little bit. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's kind of a lot when you kart. Again, when you're measuring things in tenths of a second, half a second's a long time. 0.3 is a pretty decent amount of time as well. And as I say that, you see the 4 lights on the micron there turn on, but then they turn red. I think the micron was malfunctioning a little bit. So if you're looking at getting to the sport, I hope this video kind of inspires you a little bit to get going. Jump in it, ask questions. My channel has a bunch of videos on it that'll kind of help you. It won't tell you everything, because I can't possibly cover everything, but I think it'll get you going. You can go on Reddit. That's a really great source. Local karting groups on Facebook's really good. And probably the best place is go to your local track, talk to the local drivers. Really good group of people. I've never met anyone in karting that wasn't willing to help you. So I think you'll like it. And yeah, it can get a little pricey here and there depending on what you get. But guess what? You can sell the cart if you don't like it. So, whatever you spend to get a cart and all your stuff, that money's not gone money forever. You can sell your stuff and get some of your money back. But this is a good, family-friendly hobby to get into. And you can be as serious as you want about it. There's some people here that race regionally and nationally. I'm a club racer. I need to be able to dominate at the club level before I go race anywhere higher, in my opinion. Because I don't want to go somewhere and just get smoked. I don't enjoy getting my butt whooped. That's not fun. I know going to these races will make me a better driver, but there's also a increased cost to it. I just don't think that I am at the level of driving capability to give a good race and be competitive within reason. I don't expect to win because there's a lot of guys that have been doing it for a long time, they're just better than me. But if I go somewhere and race, I want to give a good showing, a good fight, and do well. I don't want to get my doors blown off. Last lap. Just don't make any mistakes. We'll bring it home and we'll get the win. And that'll be cool. Little counter steer there. That's not good. We'll blame it on old tires because there's no way I could possibly make a driving mistake. Right? All right, 2 more turns and we are done with this one. Pull off the throttle just a little bit. Good. You can go full throttle here. All right, checkered flag. Got the win. It ain't much, but it's honest work. There's that funny meme online. It's kind of old, but I think it's funny. Anyways, yeah, that's the race. So just kind of slow down. Hands are a little tired. Not too bad though. You'll get it in shape. It's gonna suck at first when you start driving. You're gonna be like, man, my hands are killing me. My shoulders are killing me. My forearms are killing me. But just keep driving. You'll be fine. We'll burn a little bit more fuel here. I'm going to take it all the way to the end because, I mean, we've gone through the whole thing from the start. We'll take it all the way to the finish. We're going to line up, come into the pits, and go over the scales. They're going to weigh us to make sure that we are at our minimum weights, or you'll get disqualified. Their tracks, sometimes they'll do tech. They'll take, they'll look at your engine and do stuff to it. They don't really do that here at this point, but that's something that does happen at some tracks. All right, that is it. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions about getting into karting, leave them in the comments below. Either I or someone else will probably jump in and answer your questions. So thanks so much. Again, if you're looking at getting to the sport, jump in. You're going to love it, I promise. Y'all have a good one. Take it easy.